Yo, so this is Toddler Tales, and I'm sucking at this, man. I'm supposed to drop a Toddler Tale every Tuesday and Thursday. Yo, I've been like a week late, but I'm gonna give it on, man. So, I saw these two kids, and you know, they handsome boy, very adorable little girl. And I saw the story, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what happened. Like, you don't have to tell me nothing. I know exactly what happened. So, how the story starts off is two missing kids found safe in Alabama after being abducted from a New York foster home. Woman in custody, right? Shekeria Cash, 3 years old. Dimitri Cash Jr., 5 years old, were found in the floorboard of a car concealed beneath blankets. So, I clicked on the article because I'm like, yo, black kids really like about the kid stories for it to make people, you know, the national news. I was like, yo, let me check it out. Actually, I was looking at this one too. It's like a small to another news article. I was like, yo, I'm interested. I'm interested to know how you get from New York to LA in a woman custody. I'm like, there's some chick, because you know, crazy all the time and snatch kids, you know, newborn babies because they want a baby, ain't have a kid, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, in custody, let me check. So there are two missing siblings allegedly kidnapped from an upstate New York foster home have been found safe and sound in Alabama, people confirms. Both Shekeria Cash, 3, and Dimitri Cash Jr., 5, were found on Wednesday in Montgomery, Alabama, 2 days after they were abducted from their beds. Check this. This how I do some SEAL Team 611 type shit. Alright, so according to police in Greece, New York, two men allegedly forced their way into the foster home on Monday night, fleeing with the brother and sister before using duct tape to restrain the others inside the residence. Let me say this again, because it's key word, right, that lets me know exactly what happened. One word is two men allegedly for way into a foster home. Allegedly? You said it's a kidnap, right? Second of all, they did before they left the residence. It's very important because they keep saying foster home. When you think foster home, you think foster care, you think orphanage. No, that's not your crib. Check this out. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I'm gonna give y'all my synopsis at the end. So let's go back to the story. So at this point, police have only arrested one woman for her role in the abductions. But during a press conference Wednesday evening, Greece Police Chief Drew Forsyth said the investigation is far from over. There's more people to locate, Forsyth. There's much more evidence to process and interviews to conduct it, so night and close. This was the most important step. So the chief told reporters that a vehicle had been rented nearby and they led detectives out. Vehicle was outside the residence in Montgomery, and Forsyth the arrested woman seen that residence. The located the vehicle's floors concealed beneath blankets. Hey, just as a sidebar, right? Just a sidebar. Children in the car, in the backseat, I'm assuming, concealed blanket. Let me tell you, back in the day, I have to show my age, but back in the day when I was a little kid, we used to have drive-in theaters, and they used to be, I don't know, $7 for kids, I don't know what it was, but our parents used to put us, like, if we be a gang of us, like, us got in the back, on the floor, like, behind the back, and then our parents put a blanket over us, you know what I'm saying, so we look like we just part of the seat, so when you do the drive-thru, they see two people, they don't see the kids in the back, so, you know, the kids can get in free, especially work if you got a station wagon. They'll put like kids in the back of the station wagon. We just in there. Only to pay our dad or mama, whatever adult was with us. We in there, everybody. Alright, so that's what I imagine when they talking about two kids on the floorboard, hidden behind blankets, thinking it's a kidnap, tie up system. They sneaking in a drive-in type of activity, right? Okay. So the chief said children were found thanks to the efforts of detectives as well as officers from the U.S. and FBI. Across the line, baby. U.S. Marshals kidnapping, FBI state line. Both children are said to be doing well. Will be returned to New York as soon as possible, he assured. Although no charges relating to children have been filed, Forsyth said, federal charges could be coming depending on the outcome of the investigation. No charges relating to missing children, but it may not know these kids kidnapped on some straight Ocean's 11 ish. Okay. So this is what I know happened. As soon as I read it, I said, got him. Okay, this is what happened. First of all, look at all the clues. The first clues are their brother and sister, both of dad, which is obvious, mother and father. Now, this is what I know. What I don't know. This is what I really assume. The father lives in Alabama. Maybe he lived in New York at one point, but I doubt it. more than likely the chick left. So this is what happened. Dude had a kid, 2 kids with a toddler. Then the toddler decides, I don't want to be with you. I want to have a more exciting life because I'm a little Bama girl and I'm going to move to New York with my auntie or whatever the case may be, right? But she can't handle her kids. She can't take care of them, feed, clothe, provide, whatever. And she really don't want the kids. This is the whole thing you got to understand about toddlers. They really don't like children. Women like infants. They don't like children. You will go, if you're an infant, if you're under 24 months, you know what I'm saying, under 2 years old, that's my baby. Once you hit 2, it's terrible too. By the time you turn 10, 11, oh, you ain't shit, just like your daddy. By the time you turn 12, 13, you taller than them, you just another one of them niggas. They really don't like kids, bro. They weaponize their sons. They compete with their daughters for boyfriends, they daughter age. Like it's weird, but I enjoyed it when I was like 28 to 30 because I was like, yo, I can hit the mother and the daughter. Like if I'm 28, the daughter 21, and the mom 35, I can hit them both. And they both compete and they both going. I done did mother daughters before, so trust me on that. But anyway, I digress. So this is what happened from where I see it. And I'm gonna tell you where they messed up. Where they messed up is, man, you gotta get rid of the rental car, bro. But this chick was playing with his kids. He was like, give me my shorties. She sent the kids to foster care. Once they're in the foster care system, now you got the state of New York and the United States government has her back. Because she don't want to be a mama. She just don't want you to be a dad, right? So this is the scheme. This is what these chicks do. What these chicks do is they'll put their kid in foster care, and then foster care will ask the woman, well, who do you want to be the foster parent? Normally it'd be their mother or their grandmother. So I'm assuming in this case it's a grandmother, aunt, or something. So they'll just pick somebody like, I want this person to be the foster parent. And then foster care will put them in a home and pay the foster parent to be a foster parent, and then the foster parent breaks bread with the mother. So the state is paying cash though, you know what I'm saying, not just food stamps and Section 8. They paying cash for her not to be a mom, but to make sure that the kids is in a quote-unquote safe environment. That's any environment except the daddies. Don't believe these chicks when they talk about all these spookies and dudes and want to stuff. Chicks is kidnappers, man. Anyway, so where they messed up as they rented the car, went to New York, did the caper, ran up in the spot, laid everybody down, duct taped them up, some real notorious big Chief Keef, you know, gangster-ish. But then they didn't get rid of the rental car, man. The motherfuckers drove the rental car back to Alabama, still had the rental car, still had the kids in the rental car like they luggage. Like, you ain't cleaned up nothing, bro. You ain't washed no dishes, bro. You just chopped up cocaine and didn't wash the dishes, man. Just golly, man. Just cracked residue on the sauce. So just you sloppy, man. You did sloppy crime, bro. But I understand why you did it, because nobody goes from Alabama to New York back to Alabama if it ain't for their kids. This was not a random, I think I want some kids, I'm gonna drive all the way from Alabama to New York State, upstate New York State, and I'm just snatch some kids. I mean, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying. I saw them in a catalog. Whew. Alright, so yeah, I don't think they're gonna get federal charges, honestly. So, but here's my toddler tale. I thought about was Swiper. Like, swiping, no swiping. All Swiper did was try to take stuff from Dora that Dora took from somebody else. That's the craziest stuff, and that's what this dude was trying to do. Take something from this chick that she took from him. You know what I'm saying? Patriarchy, no patriarchy. Alright, here's my toddler tale, man. Only get 15 minutes on this record, so let's make it quick. So once upon a time, this girl hits me about the blue. She said, man, I saw your throwback picture of you as a baby, and I have a 1-year-old daughter that looks like you looked at 1 year old. I said, word? First of all, I wish I had time to tell the whole story, but you just don't understand, man. I hollered this chick, and the chick was nuts, and I knew she was nuts, but back then I was on that, the crazier, the better the sex. The sex wasn't even good, but I knew she was crazy because she sent me a picture talking about she dyed her hair, and she dyed her pubic hair and her hair on top of the head the same color. She's like, I like to coordinate when I'm naked. And I'm like, oh, shorty, this shorty crazy. This sex gonna be so good. But it wasn't that good, and she was so annoying. She was fine, you know, IG model chick. She was fine, but sex wasn't good, and she pissed me off so bad. I dropped her off, was like, shorty, it's a wrap. Like, I didn't even, I was like, shorty, it's a wrap. And I never talked to her again. So she calls me a whole year later. She's like, man, I got a 4-year-old baby. Because I hit her the week after, I hit her the week before Halloween. And she called me October, November the next year. September, October the next year. Something like that. Anyway, so I'm wasting time, only got 3 minutes. So anyway, she was like, yo, this might be your baby. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to slide out to Waukegan. Shawty stayed in Waukegan. I'm going to slide out to Waukegan and check it out. I go to Waukegan, shorty like, I ain't got the baby. Go back to Waukegan the next week, shorty like, I ain't got the baby. I'm like, well, shorty, you called me. I was never going to talk to you again. But if it's mine, you know what I'm saying, I handle mine. But first I got to see the baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding around for weeks with this paternity kit from Walmart in the back of my car because I didn't want to take her to court. I just wanted to find out if it was mine or not. And then I figured we could just handle it like adults. But, you know, toddler's going to toddler. So, anyway, so then she was like, she had to go to court for something. I was like, shorty, I'll go to court with you because I'm trying to figure it out. She ended up going to court because it was her last court date before she was supposed to up the baby to foster care. But we're going through this shit for a year. So it's not like June of the next year because the baby birthday in July. This is June of next year. I've been dealing with this shit since November the year before. And I finally petitioned the court. I said, they was like, yo, we're about to get a baby to foster care. I was like, yo, court, let me petition you. I just want to take a blood test. So I got the whole system going back another 2 years. As we going through, as I'm getting continuous, I have to keep continuous trying to get her to pop up with the baby because she don't want me to take a blood test. But all through the point of that was that I found out she gave the baby to her mother so her mother and her could split the check for the baby. And that was their hustle, and they really didn't want a man involved because unless it was child support involved, she was scared that I was in foster care if it was a man's baby, that he would petition for custody so she wouldn't get nothing. So 3 years later, I go through this bullshit. I finally go to Waukegan courthouse. They say it's not my baby, and they expunged my sexual record, and that's how I became a reversion. So when I say I'm a court order virgin, that's the story behind me being a court order virgin, fucking with this stupid ass bride who was trying to pimp foster care and trying to find her child a daddy at the same time. And since I got one last minute, 2 more stories real quick, but they not about me. One of my homies, as I was going through this, he hit me on the inbox on Facebook, was like, yo, bro, he said, man, my mother used to torture me. He said, man, she kicked me out the house at 18 as soon as the checks load up. I was sleeping on Metro trains going from Chicago to Kenosha, Wisconsin and back so I could have somewhere to sleep at night. He's like, man, then I got on Facebook at 35 years old, and my dad reached out to me and said, I've been looking for you for 17 years. Your mom kidnapped you. You was born in Mississippi. Second story, my nigga Mac, same thing, Facebook situation. Chick come inbox, said, yo, is your mother named such and such? He said, yeah. She was like, yo, that ain't your real mama, that's your auntie. Your real mama was on crack. Your daddy been looking for you for a minute. He live in Texas. So, man, all I'm saying is these chicks be kidnappers, yo. Anyway, I only got 10 seconds left. So, look, I'm put the links in there for a Tyler Rodgers course. Love each other as you love yourself. Tribe up.